June each year marks the month when the great and the good of Ireland's PR industry come together to compare notes, share war stories and honour those who've exceeded beyond the ordinary. Now a firm date in the corporate calendar, this year's PR Awards illustrate an industry that's not just subsisting, but succeeding and delivering beyond its means. And Ireland on Business went along to find out more. With Tracy Piggott as MC and Taoiseach Eamon Gilmore presiding over events, Nigel Heenahan, chairman, addressed his fellow members before framing the significance of the event.
If you take the event itself, if you like, as a lightning rod, if you wish, for the public relations sector, it's an annual, it's one of the great occasions in the annual calendar of public relations in Ireland, and it's where we come as an industry and, if you like, celebrate the good work that we do, if you like, in society and in business in Ireland. And if looking at today's awards and in the breadth and the depth of them, I think you can easily see that that there is great activity in public relations in Ireland. There's a vibrancy, and that the public relations sector, in spite of the economic environment that we've been challenged with, have managed to, if you like, weather the storm and still produce work of the excellence that we've seen today.
Typifying this was the vibrancy brought by Insight Consultants to the Tall Ships Festival, the flagship event of 2012 and a standout memory for the capital.
It was the first time in 14 years Tall Ships had come to Dublin. Dublin City Council, Dublin Port and Fáilte Ireland were the people running Tall Ships. It turned out to be the biggest event ever held in the country, with 1.25 million people attending. And it was a wonderful, wonderful week. A huge programme was put in for kids, mums and dads, people who love music, not just people that wanted to see ships. We planned this as the biggest family festival in Ireland ever, and that's what made it work. It was families. The Luas had its busiest days in its history, and the Docklands was a shining jewel.
Proving PR can be a real strategic investment, Drury Communications and McDonald's took the award in the corporate communications category, where a broad-based campaign helps sustain the brand through equine fever and insulating it from the travails of the horsemeat scandal.
It was an overall integrated campaign, so it wasn't just a pure PR campaign. It was backed by strong advertising, it was backed by strong stakeholder engagement. There was a public affairs campaign to it as well. It was tied into the 35th anniversary of McDonald's in Ireland, and it also celebrated a new sourcing story where we signed a new contract with Dawn Meats in Waterford. So all things together, it was actually quite a strong campaign and something that we ran throughout the whole of 2012, and obviously stood us in good stead when the horsemeat scandal struck in early 2013.
As well as celebrating success in public relations, the event also helps to calibrate the performance of the sector. And while far from the heady days of the noughties, the PR sector is maybe a more robust, results-driven industry.
I think one of the results of the recession is that I think everybody, not just in public relations but in business, has had to rethink how they do things and how they deliver what they really want, if you like, out of their own businesses and what they want out of their communications advisors. And that has brought new thinking, I believe, and I believe there is more creativity.
Whatever about the runners and riders, ingenuity is the perennial characteristic in the winner's enclosure, where understanding the challenge and innovating to address it are often key to a quality execution. Typifying that this year was Discover Science Week, and their award in the public information category saw them lift the lid on science for Ireland's youth in an effort to encourage them on a scientific career journey.
I think the really innovative thing that we did last year was we worked with the Rubber Bandits, which was a bit outside of our regular space, and young people are so into the Rubber Bandits, and that was really key for us. It really got the message through, and we got huge coverage for our work with them, and on their YouTube channel the hits were phenomenal.
A tongue-in-cheek approach to a Valentine's Day campaign proved a little humour can go a long way, and Cork-headquartered Centra drove significant sales for its Table for Two range in the process.
So it ran in February of this year. So it was basically as a lads approach, so it was targeted towards males in order for them to purchase the range for their Valentine's evening. So we ran a promotion on Hector, targeting towards males, in that at the end of the week, so we had a daily winner each day, and at the end of the week we had a holiday up for grabs, so they could either choose a romantic weekend with their girlfriend to Paris, or else a week with the lads over to Amsterdam, so a trip away. So it was, you know, tongue-in-cheek.
And the result?
It was phenomenal. We really saw the campaign really drove footfall to our stores. The range actually sold plus 250%, so more than nearly tripled our sales within that week. So we were absolutely delighted with the result.
Stainleyside, HNA Marketing and Cork City Council took the gong in the Best Integrated Campaign for Cork City Culture Night 2012. An event that consisted of 87 venues, 200 events and record attendances.
I suppose it started off, this year was a very special year for Culture Night. Not only, it was the first year that the national launch actually happened in Cork, so the first time it was taken out of Dublin. So that was the starting point for us.
We got national press, we were covered on national TV, across all broadcast stations and trade media across the boards. It got pick up, and it really helped with the social media as well. So we'd bloggers and all online as well, so the whole integrated element really worked well.
A lot of it with Culture Night is this year we really focused on different channels that we could push it out to. So there's events that are targeted at families, there's events then that it had a very film focus. So for us it was identifying different media that would have a particular interest in the different events. So I think that helped us gain then great media traction.
As a national event, the calibre of entry into the PR Awards helped chronicle the state of the sector, while winning is less about filling the trophy cabinet and maybe more about underlying the quality on offer throughout the industry.
Chuffed. Absolutely chuffed. Great to get the recognition, great for ourselves, great for our agency Drury, and something that I think we'll celebrate long and hard.
Hugely important from our clients, from people that want to hire you. You know, what do your clients say about you? What do the judges say about you? And today's awards are the only ones in our industry.
When you're shortlisted even, it's massive, you know, it is. It's just when you look around the tables and you see just such recognised faces within the industry, and then for your name to be called out, you know, we couldn't believe it. There was shouts now and cheering, so we were just delighted.
I would say the future is good. I would say, particularly in the consultancy sector, we were taught a very significant lesson in the recession, and basically that is how we run our businesses, not necessarily as public relations consultancies, but as businesses. And I think businesses became leaner and fitter in the recession, and we learnt the lesson, if you like, of possible previous successes. Those are now gone, and we do have leaner and fitter businesses, and I think that puts us in a good position.
5 years into recession and survival might indeed be the new success, but the PR industry and its practitioners have shown themselves to be a hardy, results-driven breed. And if, as economists suggest, the floor to this economic cycle might indeed be in sight now, continued success may be the just rewards for those that have stayed the course. This is Barry Keane for Ireland on Business at the PR Industry Awards 2013 here in Dublin.